Hello everyone, welcome to Educate 247. This is the 17th lecture on our special revision series for SEBI Grade A 2020 examinations. In this lecture, we will be discussing the Companies Amendment Act 2020. Now, we all know that Companies Amendment Act has brought many changes to the Companies Act 2013, right? So, in this video, we will be discussing all the changes that are relevant to your exams and that are included in your syllabus. Okay, so now let's start with the overview of the Companies Amendment Act 2020. Now, the Companies Amendment Act 2020 was passed and received the assent of the President of the India on 28th September 2020. So, this date is very important. You have to remember this date, 28th September 2020. The Companies Amendment Act has decriminalized 48 sections by removing or reducing the penal provisions. So the main amendment in this Amendment Act 2020 is regarding the decriminalization of various provisions of the Act. Now, what do you mean by decriminalization? See, if you had read the Companies Act before this amendment, then you must have noticed that in many of the provisions, the officer who does not comply with the provisions could also be sent to jail for non-compliance, right? So that is a criminal provision. Now those type of provisions where the officer in default could be sent to jail have been decriminalized. So the Amendment Act has omitted imprisonment for various offences that were considered procedural or technical in nature. So the offences that were procedural and technical in nature, they did not, there was no need for criminal provisions, right? It would only bring hassle to the officers, because then they would have to uh, fight litigation and all those things. So it was only a hassle, and those criminal provisions were actually not necessary. So the government has finally decriminalized those provisions, and by decriminalizing them, the government has focused on the ease of doing business. Now we know that already, because of this COVID-19, the companies are already at a pressure, right? So now it is also the duty of the government to help in the ease of doing business, and that is what the government has tried to do with the Companies Amendment Act 2020. Okay, now begin with the first amendment. The first amendment is regarding the definition of listed company in section 252. Now what is the amendment is that the Amendment Act has added a provision to the definition of listed companies, so which says that the government, along with the consultation of SEBI, can remove certain companies from the definition of listed companies, though their share is listed in the stock exchange. Now, why does the government want to do that? Is because, see, when a company is included in the definition of listed company, then the company has to comply with all the provisions that are applicable to listed companies, right? So the government is trying to give certain relaxation to certain companies here by removing them from the definition. See, if they are not included in the definition, then they do not have to comply with all the provisions. They will get the relaxation to not comply with certain provisions, right? So that's why the government does not uh, the government can prescribe certain companies that they shall not be considered as listed companies, though their shares are listed in the stock exchange. So this was all the change in the definition of listed companies. Okay, moving on to next change. So the next change is in section 23, which is public offer and private placement. Section 23 is about public offer and private placement. It basically tells us that how a public company can make offer of securities to the public, and how a private company can make offer of securities to the public inside India, right? Now what change has been made is that new subsection has been inserted, and in this new section, what the amendment says is that the government may prescribe certain class of companies in India whose stock can be listed in the stock exchange of foreign jurisdiction. That means the shares of Indian companies can also be listed in the stock exchange of foreign jurisdiction if the government prescribes those companies, right? And not only can they be listed in the stock exchange of foreign countries, but the central government has also given them exemption from complying with the provisions of this chapter or chapter 4 or section 89, section 90 or section 127. So the government may exempt those companies from complying with the provisions of this section. So this means the government is basically giving relaxation to those companies that they need not comply with the provisions of this section if the government so notifies. So I hope you've understood section 23. It is all about listing the Indian securities in foreign stock exchange. Now section 26, matters to be stated in the prospectus. So the amendment is regarding the penalty part of this section. Okay, so what was the provision before amendment is, if a prospectus is issued in contravention with the provision of this section, then the company shall be punishable with minimum 50,000 rupees and maximum 3 lakh rupees. And every person who is knowingly a party to issue of such prospectus shall be punishable with imprisonment maximum 3 years, fine minimum 50,000 and which could be extended to maximum 3 lakh rupees, or with both, right? Now after amendment, the imprisonment part has been removed. The rest of the penalties for the company and the officer in default is same, but now there is no imprisonment. This has been removed. And since there is only fine for officer in default, so or with both, this statement is also not necessary here. So this has also been removed. Educare offers various courses for SEBI Grade A examinations. It offers comprehensive courses for SEBI Grade A 2020 examinations. Educare also offers MCQ courses for SEBI Grade A 2020 for paper 2, and we also have SEBI Grade A 2020 crash course for phase 1 and 2. You can apply with coupon code SEBI and avail discounts on comprehensive courses and crash courses. However, since the MCQ courses are already at a discounted price, no further discount is available in this course. You can enroll on these various courses on the basis of your stage of preparation. Moving on to the next amendment. Next amendment is in section 40, which is about the securities to be dealt with in stock exchanges, right? So amendment here is also regarding the penalty only. Before amendment, the penalty of the company was minimum 5 lakh rupees and maximum 50 lakh rupees. So this penalty is for penalty of non-compliance with section 40, all right? And the officer in default, he would be punishable with imprisonment which may extend to 1 year, and fine minimum 50,000 but it may extend to 3 lakh rupees, or both, right? Now again in this section also the imprisonment clause has been removed, so there is no imprisonment now, and or both, this wording has also been removed. Now coming to section 48, the amendment in section 48. Section 48 is about the variation of shareholders' right? And this amendment is also regarding the penalty for non-compliance of section 48. So penalty for company was fine of 50,000 rupees or more, and it could extend to 5 lakh rupees, right? And the officer in default could be punishable with imprisonment for maximum 6 months and fine with 25,000 rupees, which may extend to 5 lakh rupees or both. Now after amendment, this penalty has been completely removed. So now there is no penalty at all in section 48. Now section 56, transfer and transmission of securities. Now again, before amendment, the penalty for the company was fine of rupees 25,000 or more, and which may extend to 5 lakh rupees. And the officer in default who does not comply with section 56, he would be punishable with fine which is minimum 10,000 rupees and which may extend to 1 lakh rupees, right? So now what is the amendment? See, where any default is made in complying with the provisions of subsection 1 to 5 of section 56. Okay, the company and every officer of the company who is in default shall be liable to a penalty of 50,000 rupees. So now the company will also be liable to 50,000 rupees, and each officer who is in default, every officer who is in default, he will also be liable to 50,000 rupees each. All right. Now the next amendment is in section 59, which is rectification of registrar of members. Now again, this amendment is also regarding the penalty for non-compliance of section 59. So before amendment, the penalty to the company was minimum 1 lakh rupees and maximum 5 lakh rupees, and the penalty for officer in default was imprisonment, which may extend to 1 year, and fine, which was minimum 10,000 rupees but which may extend to maximum 1 lakh rupees, or with both. Now after the amendment, the penalty of this section has been completely removed. So now there is no penalty for section 59 at all. Now section 62, further issue of share capital. Now what this section told us was that new shares shall be issued in proportion to the existing paid up share capital by sending a letter of offer. So you had to send a letter of offer for further issue to the existing shareholders, right? Now before amendment, the provision for sending offer was the offer shall be made by a notice specifying the numbers of share offered and limiting a time not being less than 15 days and not exceeding 30 days from the date of the offer, within which the offer, if not accepted, shall be deemed to have been declined. So the offer should have been accepted after 15 days, right? Not being less than 15 days means it has to be accepted after 50 days but before 30 days. So between 15 to 30 days the offer had to be accepted, otherwise the offer would be deemed to be not accepted, right? So this was the before amendment provision. Now what the amendment is made is that the time limit has been slightly changed. See, limiting a time not being less than 15 days or such less days as may be prescribed. So now the minimum days is not 15 days. Now the minimum time period can be less than 15 days. The offer can be accepted before 15 days also if the government notifies such minimum days. Alright, and the maximum days is 30 days only, so no change in the maximum time period. But the offer can be accepted before 15 days also if the government notifies such day. Okay. Moving on to next amendment. The next amendment is in section 64. Notice to be given to registrar for alteration of share capital. So again here the amendment is regarding the penalty. So before amendment, the penalty for non-compliance of this section was if a company and any officer of the company who is in default contravenes the provision of this section, then it shall be punishable with fine which may extend to 1,000 rupees for each day during which such default continues, or 5 lakh rupees whichever is less. So the maximum penalty could be 5 lakh rupees, right? Now after amendment, the penalty will be as follows. It would be lower of 500 each day during which the default continues. So previously it was 1,000 each day, so it has been reduced to 500 each day now. Okay, and the maximum limit for companies is rupees 5 lakhs, and the maximum limit for officer in default is 1 lakh. Okay, so this is the amendment in penalty. Now section 66, next amendment is in section 66, which is the reduction of share capital. Again the change is regarding the penalty only. So before amendment, the provision was if a company fails to comply with the provision of this section, it shall be punishable with fine which shall not be less than 5 lakh rupees but which may extend to 25 lakh rupees. But now after amendment, the penalty has been completely omitted. So there is now no penalty for this particular section 66. Now the next amendment is in section 68, which talks about the power of the company to purchase its own shares. Now again the amendment is regarding the penalty for non-compliance. Now before amendment the provision was, if any company makes default, then the fine to the company would be minimum 1 lakh rupees, maximum 3 lakh rupees, and the penalty for the officer in default would be imprisonment, which could extend to 3 years, and fine minimum of 1 lakh rupees, and it could extend to maximum 3 lakh rupees, or with both, right? So now the change has been made in the imprisonment part, so there is no provision for imprisonment now. It has been omitted, right? The imprisonment provision has been omitted, and the word or with both has also been omitted. So the officer in default is also liable to fine only, which is same as before, 1 lakh rupees and maximum 3 lakh rupees. Now the next amendment is in section 71, which is your debentures. So before amendment, the provision was as follows: every officer of the company who is in default shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years, or with fine which shall not be less than 2 lakh rupees, but which may extend to 5 lakh, or with both. So now after the amendment, this penalty has been completely omitted. So now there is no penalty for section 71. So guys, we will study this much only in this video. So the remaining amendment we will cover in next video. I hope you found the video useful. If you like the video, then do like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more videos on different topics of SEBI Grade A 2020 examinations. Thank you.